Hello, my lovelies. Jenny O here, the author with no last name. And this is Calico, the Pawsome edition. And this is Clem, our character, and her cute citrus-themed cafe. So, last time in Calico, we finished up the savory tab by making scones and sandwiches, and we moved over to the fancy tab and we made cake. So we now have 6 recipes left. I don't know if this is going to take us 2 or 3 more videos to do, because the tart can take upwards of 25 minutes, and I might just pause it to do that, to do the pool stuff, and make the tart. So here we are. We're going to try to make the cheesecake, the macarons, and maybe the cream puffs this video. So let's start by making a cheesecake, a yummy, yummy cheesecake. So we need to collect the ingredients and toss into the cauldron to make a crust. So we're starting with the crust, and we're making a sugar, flour, and butter crust. My grandfather would tell you to use a shortening, but we don't have shortening in this game, so we're going to use butter. So we go up to the dry ingredients cupboard, or the baking cupboard here, by riding the elevator, and we can find that's where we can find our sugar and our flour. So we put the sugar up there, and we're gonna jump off again with the flour, and we're gonna pour the flour by holding down our left mouse button. Alright. Oops. Bouncing up and down onto the thing. So let's drop our flour over here. And we need to go down to the fridge, all the way at the end of the counter. Usually I use a spoon. And we need to jump over to the fridge by using a spoon, by hitting space, and grabbing the butter. And because it's the only thing we need out of the fridge right this second, we don't need to toss it anywhere. We just need to go back to the spoon and let it jump us all the way back down to the other end of the counter so we can toss the butter into, I had it perfectly, into the cauldron. There we go. So now we have a crust. Now, technically, you should be par baking this crust, blah, blah, blah. But this is a game, so we're going to let it go. Now we need to grab the ingredients to toss into the cauldron for the filling. So we need, this is going to be a vanilla cheesecake. So we need to put the vanilla in there. And we need, okay. So we need the cream cheese, the sugar, and the salt. So let's pick up our flour and take it back up because we don't need it apparently. So let's take our flour back up to the cupboard, drop it off, and pick up our sugar, which we should have kept down there, but hey, we can't, I don't always remember these things. So we need to pour our sugar into the cauldron again. And I'm going to bounce up and down in top of it just because it's fun. By holding down the always pour by holding down the left click and drop by right clicking. So I did have a mouse for a while that was dead. The left click was dead. So I had, on my mouse controls, I had turned my right click into my left click. So sometimes, and I did get a new mouse, but sometimes I still will forget that my, I don't have my right click and my left click mixed up again anymore, and I will accidentally right click when I mean to left click. That's all that's happening. Alright, so let's jump over to the fridge because all of our other ingredients that we need are in the fridge. Jump! Alright, so we need 3 eggs. Now, I suppose if you could remember what you needed for the recipe while you were over here in the fridge the first time, you could grab it the first time, but oops, it's behind the milk and it didn't want to go. There we go. And so we want to jump all the way back down, and we'll toss the cream cheese into the cauldron. And you could have tossed the cream cheese and the eggs when you were getting the butter for the, whoa! Oh, thank you. Thank you, little mousies, for helping us not break things, for one, and for keeping our ingredients down here. So now we have our batter, and we have to pick up our batter and pour it into the crust by holding down left click. See? Did it? I dropped it by holding right click. So we want to toss it into the EV bake oven by once again doing left click. It's just a lot of little left clicking going on. And we run over here to the mouse wheel and we use the mouse wheel to bake our cheesecake filling in the already baked crust. Don't ask me. It's a game. We'll let them get away with it. So we run back and forth using the WASD keys or the arrow keys to bake our cheesecake. Alright, so now we have to take a bit of chocolate and we get to pour it on top of the cheesecake. Voila. And then a poker stick appears with a pastry bag filled with some sort of icing. So you jump using the space key, and every time you hit the space key button on the thing hits that green circle, you want to press space again, and the better you time it, the more points you get. Alright, so we put a whole bunch of that around there, and we can plate a slice, we can pick up a slice and walk it over here and just drop it. There we go. So there we have slices of cheesecake. Isn't that great? Alright, and now we can make macarons. Now technically with macarons you need almond flour, but hey, we will not get too fussy here. So we need 2 eggs because macarons are a meringue. What do you know? So if we need to pick up 2 eggs, and we don't need anything else out of here, just the eggs, so you might as well jump back once you have the other egg, so you can put the egg into the cauldron really fast. Whee! Okay. Grab. Oops. I did miss. Oops. Alright. Come here, egg. There we go. So both eggs are into the cauldron. Vanilla is up here on our flavor shelf. A shelf full of flavors, like vanilla and chocolate, cinnamon, coffee. Alright. I think I dropped that too far. Oh, no, it got in there. Yay! Alright. And then we need to grab sugar and flour out of our baking cupboard here by using the elevator to go up to the top. And just pick whatever you want to pick up first. And you pick it up with the left click and you pour it again by holding down the left mouse key. Oh, it's just... I was going to say, is it? That's Pawsome's coming in and out. I thought somebody was coming in and out. But they do kind of, pause it while you're cooking. Alright, so you grab the flour and you pour the flour again by holding down left click. There we go. And now we have a pastry bag pogo stick again, because this is meringue, not something you really want to mix. So you hit the space key and you want to hit it again when it hits that green circle on the bottom. Whoops. Great. Almost. I'm not always good. Perfect. Amazing. And it will put the cute kitty-shaped macarons onto the plate. Now it would take a little bit more work to do it, you know, because they got 3 colors and so we want to pick it up with the left click and toss it into the easy bake oven, and the tray will orient itself. Don't worry about it. Or if you get really close, it will orient itself and go right up in there into the area, into the vent. And then we come over here to the mouse wheel. We jump up into the mouse wheel and we run back and forth using our arrow keys or our WASD keys to turn the mouse wheel and bake the macarons. These are not macaroons. Macaroons have coconut. These are macarons. So you want to flip, you just press that and they will flip and we will get a new pogo bag, and this one's filled with filling. So this is they're filling them with icing, but you can fill them with like a jelly too, or some like a ganache. They're just supposed to have some really intense filling, that's all. So you will ice half of them, and then you will click to go. You have to come back over to the other side, but you got to click to combine the halves, and there you go. That's how you make a macaron in Calico. It's a little bit more complicated in real world, but here we are. All right, and I think we have the enough time to make the cream puffs. Oh, the kitty-shaped cream puffs! Alright, so we need to collect the ingredients, yes, this is like the basic game, and put them into the cauldron. So we want to go all the way down by using the spoons to jump over to the fridge. And we got to toss 3 eggs. Now, cream puffs are choux pastry. So choux pastry is actually something that is kind of boiled as you're making it. Like, it's not that easy to make, and we need the milk. Alright, we need 3 eggs, the milk, and the butter. So we've got all 3 of those, and we just want to use the spoon to go all the way down to there and grab the butter. Pour the milk into the cauldron. And the eggs and the butter are all rolling around, you know, due to they still have the really fun kind of bouncy physics. For these ingredients. So you want to pick them up with the left click and toss them into the cauldron. But when you're making choux pastry, there's like some sort of boiling, there's like, it's either you do it on the stove or something, and you gotta rip it up really fast, and you don't, the hard part, like with the custard, is not scrambling the eggs, I guess. So you start with the flour and the butter, and then you add in the eggs or something like that. Kind of like the same way with the custard. Well, look, I don't bake very often. I just like watching baking shows. So we tossed the flour out. That's fine. So let's grab the sugar while we're still up here. And we'll pour the sugar by holding down the left mouse key into the cauldron. We'll put the sugar over here next to the milk. And I'll grab the flour, which is on top of the baking tray. Not a good place for it. And we're going to pour the flour into the cauldron as well, so it will fill up that little green bar and be knocked off. So now we have a new pogo stick again with another pastry bag filled with our choux pastry. So we're going to hit the space, and we're going to jump, and we're going to hit the space again when it hits that little green circle. And if we time it right, we will get better scores. Alright, so we have done that, and our easy bake oven appears. And you can see they're already kind of little cat shaped. So we're going to try tossing it into the easy baked oven. Oh, didn't do it properly. Pick it up, just get it over there then. And it will orient itself. And we will run over here and jump up into our mouse wheel, or you can run up into it. And by using the WASD keys or the arrow keys, we are going to run back and forth on the easy bake oven mouse wheel to bake our cream puffs. Now, I don't know why, you know, we have this oven in here in the game, but we always use this little easy bake oven to bake our things. Alright, and so there they are. Next, we have to slice them. So we have to summon Oliver. This is fun. And Oliver is going to slice our... Isn't that so cool? Oh my god, I feel like there's like a couple ninja games I'm feeling like I'm part of. And oh no, I'm thinking of the Ochi level in Sly Cooper. Okay, so now we have a pogo stick filled with a pastry bag full of icing. So once again, Same thing, you jump, you hit space when you've got that green circle covered, and if you time it right, you'll get more points, and you'll fill up your cream puffs with icing. Oops. And then you gotta place the tops. Now, just pick them up and drop them. Don't try to toss them, just pick them up and drop them, for God's sakes. That's, wow. I don't know why they have this. Just pick them up and drop them. So left click, right click. There you go. Some lovely cream puffs. Alright. So, we made cheesecake, macarons, cream puffs. And what we have left are the taiyuki, the tart, and the coronets. And the coronets are laminated pastry, and the taiyuki are little stuffed ruffles. And you know a tart is a tart. Anyway, so I hope this helps with your baking endeavors and Calico Pawsome edition. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bless, and I will see you in the next video.